Hello, folks. I hope you're doing well out there. I have a fun little story to share with you. So, a few weeks ago, I was doom scrolling on my phone when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I received an alert from my Authenticator app. So, those of you who don't know, an Authenticator app is basically an app that you put on your phone and you connect it to your personal email account. And what happens is when you attempt to log into your email account, maybe on a new phone, a new tablet, or a computer, the app on your phone, the Authenticator app, is going to send you an alert. And it's going to say, are you trying to log in to your email account? And basically it'll say, approve or deny. So again, I was just doom scrolling on my phone. I wasn't trying to log into my account. So when I saw this alert come up, I right away knew something was wrong. So I hit deny. And one of the problems that I recognized right away is the only reason that the Authenticator app would even be triggered is if someone knew my username and my password. They have to have your actual password in order to trigger the Authenticator app. So the very first thing that I did was change my password. Now these Authenticator apps, or if you have it set up to where when you try to log into your email account, maybe you get a text message, something like that, where it gives you a number. All of these type of things are called two-factor authentication when it comes to cybersecurity. So again, I denied the Authenticator app. I knew that it wasn't me trying to log in. And so my next step was to check something called the Recent Activity Report. And you're going to find this in whichever email app that you're using. They're going to have some type of Recent Activity Report. And that's going to show you any attempts that were made to log into your account and where they originated from. So on the screen here, you are seeing the report that I got, the Recent Activity Report. And basically it shows that someone was trying to log into my personal email account from a Windows platform, so a Windows computer running the Chrome browser, so Google Chrome. And we'll skip down there. It says it was coming from what basically looked like in Houston, Texas. Okay, so obviously, I'm not in Texas. I'm in Michigan. So again, right away, this showed me that something was wrong. It shows that the session activity, the request was denied in app. Again, that was me denying the login through my Authenticator app. That's why these two-factor authentication is so important, folks. Make sure you turn it on for all of your accounts. And the next piece of information, I think the most crucial that we find, is the IP address. You see it here on the screen, 104.247.156.237. For those of you who don't know, the IP address is basically the telephone number of your computer. It's the number that the computers use to communicate with each other. So the very next thing that I did, once I saw that I had this IP address, I went to a website that is called whois.com. I believe it's .com. And basically you type in the IP address that you find from your recent activity report, and you type it into whois.com and you do your little search, right? And so I scrolled through the information that was provided. And what I found is that the IP address, or the range of IP addresses that were provided, belonged to something called VERNER Security. And you can see that here on the screen now. Again, this is the report that I got from whois.com when I typed in the IP address from my recent activities report. And now it said, again, it was coming from VERNER Security. And it looks like, again, in Houston, Texas. Right? So now we find this address, 4801 Woodway Drive in Houston, Texas. And now that matched up perfectly with what the recent activity report said, which is that this attempted login was coming from Texas, right? So, of course, the very next thing I did was just Google VERNER Security. And what I found was a website for VERNERSecurity.com. And you're seeing it on the screen here, right? We have some very basic, what looks to be a networking company or a computer company. They have network security, cloud security. They even talk about multi-factor authentication, exactly what I was talking about, the two-factor authentication, right? And so, you look at this website and it looks very legit. As an IT professional for over 20 years, this all looks very, very legit for a regular, what would maybe be an IT consulting company. You have some cybersecurity report here, 24/7 monitoring with some very generic pictures that they probably just found online, right? Assessment services. And then they have a way here at the bottom to get in touch with this VERNER Security. So I thought to myself, okay, who at VERNER Security, this company, is trying to log into my personal email account? None of this makes any sense. This is all very shady. So the first thing that I did was try to log into the phone number you see here, or call the phone number you see here. And when I did, it looks like a Tennessee phone number, and it automatically just disconnects. It doesn't even dial, okay? So the next thing that I did was try to send an email inquiring why someone from VERNER Security was attempting to log into my personal email. And right away, I got an email back saying that it was undeliverable. The message was undeliverable, right? And then so the last thing I did was I went to Google Maps and I looked up this 4801 Woodward Drive in Houston, Texas. And what I found was just a nondescript office building. Of course, when I went to the directory of that office building, there are hundreds of different businesses that are in this particular building. People like lawyers and chiropractors and dentists and all sorts of things, right? And in the directory, I did a search for VERNER Security, and of course, nothing came up. So basically what I think we have here, folks, is a fake company, a fake website that is used to do cyber attacks, right? And this is part of the mind war, okay? This is now cyber war. They're going to attack every way that they can, folks, right? And this is a perfect example of it. You have to be careful out there. You have to watch all avenues of attack. It's not just the mind war. It's not just through the television, through the podcasts, through the websites, all that. They're also going to be, not just coming after you emotionally and trying to manipulate in all those different ways. They're just the gaslighting and all those type of things. Yeah, we see that, right? That's sort of non-personal. They just throw all that garbage out trying to attack as many people as they can at one time. This is different, though. This is a personalized cyber attack that was directed at me specifically. And when these type of things occur, if they're happening to you as well, you have to fight back, right? So I wanted to put this information out for all of you. Again, watch your back. I wanted to put this information out there for any actual law enforcement agencies who might be fucking listening. Hello, right here. This is your bad guys. VERNER Security, 4801 Woodward Drive, Houston, Texas, 77056. You got the website, VERNERSecurity.com. Okay. We got not only the address, we got our emails here, approval@VERNERSecurity.com, right? We got the phone number that supposedly is associated with them. If there's anybody listening, How about you go get these guys? How about you find out who the fuck was trying to log into my personal email account from this fake website? This is the protection that the American people need. This is what we need our law enforcement agencies out there fighting against. Not all the other nonsense that we hear going on. This is what we need you to be attacking, okay? So remember, folks, watch your back. The mind war comes in a million different ways, including the cyber war. I appreciate you listening to this message. I hope you all are doing good out there. I'll be back as soon as I can. And remember, folks, harden your hearts and open your minds, because this is Mind War.